Hi everyone, this is Killshot99 Gaming. This is how The Walking Dead Outbreak began. We finally got a confirmation, epic confirmation or epic troll. We're going to talk about that. I think there is some truth to it. A lot of people are discussing this today. Robert Kirkman, in classic fashion, tweeted something out, and then, he knows it's going to get a lot of attention. It's going to make headlines. But there's always a little bit of element of truth in what he actually says. Even when Fear the Walking Dead was rumored to come out some time ago, it was true. So you just never know. He gives you a little bit of bits and pieces before we get too far into this. How about a shout out to the Patreon Army? Thank you so much for everything that you guys do. You can see them up there on the board. Our PDL sponsors. We got a lot of good stuff going on. Before we get into discussing The Walking Dead, this is Freestyle Friday. So if you're just tuning in, this is what we do. We take a Walking Dead topic, and then we have kills coins that we assign, or like virtual currency. We'll change the subject. So we'll go from Walking Dead to a casual topic. We'll put people on a timer. It's a lot of fun. So hang out with us. I know, a lot of you guys tune in just for Walking Dead rumors and information. We're going to give you that too, but we like to mix it up on Friday night. And anybody excited about Play Dead Live later on? Because we got a pretty good gaming culture, a pretty good internet phenomenon going on right now. If you guys have missed the first 2 weeks of Play Dead Live, get in tonight and tune in. We are going to close out the asylum. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to jump into it. The Walking Dead Outbreak finally confirmed. Look, in the comic book, there were mentions of aliens. Rick had a dream. So Robert Kirkman, just out of the blue, somebody tweeted and said, hey, look, the comics are over, and you never told us how this whole thing got started. Very dry, very casual answer. This is it. Space Spore. So, there it is. Hey, Robert Kirkman, so we never got an answer even with the comic finish, what caused the zombies. And he could have avoided the question, right? He could have just left it alone. But he decided to get something out there that is going to get people talking. Now, I know everybody's going to say, look, I've seen him do this before. But he could have just left it alone. And he knew what the impact was going to be. So I looked all over the world. I don't know what a space spore is. Never seen a space spore. But there's a game, there's a stage that's out there, that there's a space spore stage. You could kind of put the two words together. You could say it's a spore from outer space, and then it hits the earth, and then it's a virus. But it's not that far off. So I guess, a couple of you are going to come in and say, look, he's being sarcastic. But was he? If a space spore or a virus from outer space didn't cause the zombie apocalypse, what did? Or does he even still know at this point? Maybe he never had the solution. It was just one of those ongoing things that I'll get to it whenever I get to it. But I got a whole lot of good stuff. I got a great story. I'm going to tell this story, and then we'll figure out how this whole thing got started in the first place. So it might be one of those self-fulfilling prophecies. It might be evolving as we go. It's kind of neat, though, that the TV show Walking Dead actually had a meteor. So they kind of got that story out there. Question I have for you guys is, do you think that The Walking Dead will honestly answer this question at some point? How did it all begin? Not whether there's a cure or not. There may not be a cure for a space spore or a virus from outer space. And especially now, if you've got civilization that's not running from undead things, and you have all your science labs, and kind of like the Ezekiel story. So Ezekiel has thyroid cancer, and it's pretty bad. You've seen his neck, it's pretty bad. And he even said, it could have been cured. In a normal situation, it could have been cured. But we know it's even worse. So in a best case scenario, a virus from outer space that you know nothing about, if you've got all the king's horses, all the king's men, all the scientists, all that stuff working together, maybe you have an outside chance to figure it out and do something about it. But with what's going on right now, with all these people dying and running and hiding and just trying to live, there's zero chance that there's going to be a cure, if that truly is what it is. Unless it's Eugene. Maybe Eugene comes up with something miraculous. But that seems unlikely to me. But telling the story of how it began does not seem unlikely to me. In fact, I think that would be a good reveal. This is how it started. Doesn't matter how it started. You're not going to be able to solve it. You're not going to be able to end it. Well, Phyllis, that's certainly a strong opinion, but it's subjective, right? Just like my opinion is subjective. So there's nothing wrong with him saying it. And if it wasn't a virus from outer space, what's a better answer to what caused it? Or maybe he's thinking out loud to see how the audience is going to react to that. Valar, hello 999 Army Kills, all mod sponsors, channel members, PDL players, and sponsors, all super chatters. Yes, ma'am. And I will say, during the stream tonight, during Freestyle Friday, during our Play Dead live event that is going to happen right after this, any super chats that, as you guys just seen Valar, will go toward our pack opening tomorrow. So in the midst of this stream, I am going to let you guys know a little bit of what's going on a couple times. Once the stream ends in about an hour, we're going to transition. We're going to do the trilogy of our online role-playing game. And then tomorrow morning from 10 o'clock until whenever, could be a 3-hour stream, a 4-hour, a 5-hour stream. We went 7 hours last week. We're going to do pack openings. We're going to do inventory. We're going to recap. We're going to talk about the experience. We're going to vote on best moments. We're going to do some trading cards. Just a whole lot of stuff going on with Play Dead Live. All right, let's get back to The Walking Dead because this is Freestyle Friday. So I saw somebody said chemical weapons. But I don't know that really... Have you ever seen a chemical weapon make something into a zombie? So it needs to be so outlandish that our brains can't wrap ourselves around it and understand it. So, Gemstone, did anyone see the movie Life with Ryan Reynolds? Space Spore. I did not. My Ryan Reynolds movie knowledge is somewhat limited. I've seen a couple. So I'm not saying that it's not off the cuff. I can't reiterate that enough. We know his personality. We know his sense of humor. But there's an element of validity in what he's saying. Delaware said, yes, chemical weapons did make zombies in the Living Dead movies. Okay. Now, this is what's tough, Delaware, because once again, we're trying to make something real out of a TV show that is anything but real. So anything is possible. And that's what Walking Dead does. It sucks you in, and it wants you to feel like zombies are an actual thing. And then we start tying all the movies together. But if let's take all the fiction out of it, and let's just say Rick's real, Michonne's real, all the things that these people do are real. You could have Alpha. I mean, you could have people walking around in skin suits. And in fact, give me something on The Walking Dead that you've seen that is completely impossible other than walkers and zombies walking around. Give me something else in the movie that's completely impossible. I mean, I would argue, other than that, it's not like Green Lantern. It's not like Superman flying around. I mean, you don't have people flying. You don't have people doing extraterrestrial type of things. And see, I get it. I know the humor is going to come out, right? RJ, Jada's haircut. But you'd be hard pressed to give me something that is not believable. So, the only thing that's unbelievable is how this whole thing started. So we don't have an explanation for it, which means you can't use normal chemical weapons and something got in their water or there was this crazy virus. I mean, there's viruses all over the place. They kill people. They do things to people. They make them crazy. They don't turn them into an alien-looking life force. So, Mike, there is no virus that can make a dead person walk around. So, with that being said, the way these walkers continue to, what do they eat to stay alive? What do they drink to stay alive? How do they stay hydrated? How do they get the energy to walk? So I would argue that the dead are a host, and this virus is like a parasite that goes directly to the brain. And that parasite continues to live in some fashion. And when they stab it in the brain, so the parasite kind of keeps the brain alive and gradually eats the brain. See, it has to be like a give and take type of thing. Because if something's dead for a certain amount of time, that brain's going to deteriorate. If you guys are eating, I'm sorry. So the parasite actually has to be like a dual benefit. The parasite has to nourish the brain, and then it also has to feed on the brain at the same time. And then when you stab it, its food source is gone, and that's how it dies. Otherwise, there's no way. These things, they bite, they slobber, they walk. They don't even have the energy to walk around. But if this parasite's giving it like these electrical impulses and forcing it to do things, and maybe that plasma, they're not like blood suckers, but maybe they get like a little bit of the plasma out of the blood when they bite, and they just need a little bit, right? E-Beach, what's up, E-Beach? Yeah, so, they eat people, so that's what that parasite needs. That parasite's just constantly, doing something. So it goes to the brain, and then, so the spore maybe started it, and then it just kind of evolved. We've seen a couple references to evolution in the Walking Dead shows. And then we've seen kind of like the de-evolution. But we see it through mental states. We see like the advanced groups, and then we see like the whispers going back to that barbaric nature of just trying to live and trying to blend. Maybe not understand it. Well, that's a great question, Mike. Mike Ellick says, so why does the space spore only affect humans? Maybe this particular strain of space spore only affects human. Perhaps there's another space spore out there that affects animals. It just didn't hit. I don't have that question. All speculation. So I do know what I'm going to do, though, while we got good Walking Dead topic. Everybody do me a favor. If you guys are having a good time, having a good week, it is Friday night. Do me a favor. Hit that like button. We're going to be talking a little bit more about The Walking Dead, how the outbreak began, finally confirmed by Robert Kirkman. It may be in a sarcastic sort of way, but it's confirmed. We finally got a video that we can stamp confirmed on. I've been waiting on one of those. God knows George Drake does it every video, so it's like, where's my opportunity to stamp the confirmation? So this is our topic. This is what we're going to talk about today. We are going to jump around topics a little bit. So, for example, I've got, hey, Jim Stone, I see you in the house. I'm going to give you a 10-second timer. So, Kel, if you guys don't know what a kills coin is, and you're going to learn a little bit about our audience, our viewers, you guys get a chance to chime in as well. We're going to put Jim Stone on a 10-second timer. So what that means is, it means she's got to change the topic. So come up with something. Can be Walking Dead related, can be other topic related. Just keep it away from politics and religion. We don't want to get anything controversial. We like to keep our audience here. So we got Jim Stone. So Jim is actually got some topic here. That's a statement. So Jim says there could be walkers on other planets. So Jim, switch it up. What would you like to talk about? You can also give your kills coin away to someone else. 5-second timer. Don't buzz us out on the first one of the night. We need you, Jim. Come through for everybody. Oh, no. Somebody's not ready. Oh, look, she's giving her a little bit extra time. Kel's being generous with the timer. There you go. Oh, great question. Love it. Oh, boy. If Crawfish is here, I'm scared. So, Jim Stone, the question for all of the group here, everybody watching. Once again, I see a lot of people tuning in, Walking Dead fans. We will switch it up. Jim Stone wants to ask each and every one of you, what advice would each of you give your younger self? What advice would you give your younger self? Type your comments. They will be included in this video. I'm going to read a few, get a few of you involved in this video, make you talk, make you chat, make you hang out with real people instead of cursing behind a screen, playing Fortnite. This is a real audience, everybody. Julia Muse says, stop worrying about things and just be happy. Oh, I love it. Heart of Nixie, buy stock in Microsoft. Stay away from X's. E-Beach says, get back to school. Northside Queen, life is short and value your time. This is great advice, everybody. Football Master, don't say things are confirmed when they're not. Hashtag Drake. Don't eat the peanuts. Okay. Miss, don't be too trusting. Don't worry and be happy and stay in school. You know, it's a lot of you guys are focusing on. Oh, I love it. Deadly Dimes. There are 16 pieces in a chess game, not 116. If you guys missed our trivia Monday night, Deadly Dimes had a chance to three-peat and typed 116 instead of 16. Great interaction. So thanks, Jim. Appreciate that. You know what? While we're on the topic, hey, Deadly Dimes, why don't we use your kills coin that you earned from not finishing in the top 4? Or actually, you finished second. Never mind. You still earned a Dead Dimes. You're sorry. I cheated you even more. All right, Deadly Dimes, 10-second timer. Get us a topic, or, of course, you can give your kills coin away to someone else. Maybe one of these new people that are in chat for the first time. We'll call on you guys and get you included. Kel, where's that 10-second timer for Deadly Dimes? You know she doesn't need it. Dimes is like super fast. Sometimes 116 fast. Giving it to J-Law the Wall. All right, J-Law the Wall, you got 10 seconds now. You can't give this one away, J-Law, so the YouTube community wants to know what is on your mind and what question do you have for me? What question do you have for the group? What question do you have just in general? What cartoon movie would be an awesome made into horror? Oh, that's a good question. See, these are the type of questions that I live for on Freestyle Friday. What cartoon movie would be an awesome made into horror movie? Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Because it was awfully close anyway. So I think if you just spice it up a little bit more, you could make it into like a legit horror movie. A lot of people are saying Cinderella. Garfield? Eric Bennett says Garfield. That'd be like Pet Sematary. Sort of. The Jetsons? Evil Jetsons? I don't know, Julia. The Little Mermaid. Just be walking around with like a trident stabbing fish. Wait, that's like what Heart of Nixie was trying to do to Will the Bill in one of our Play Dead lives. Like a trident trying to stab Will the Bill. Tom and Jerry, that would be good, Nerd Life. I like that. Evil Seven Dwarfs. Flintstones. Good answers. Those are all good answers. All right. Hey, we got a ton of people jumping back in once again. Give this video a thumbs up if you guys are having fun on Freestyle Friday. I will bring up a couple more kills coins. So back to our original topic, The Walking Dead, Outbreak. Robert Kirkman speaking out loud. He's been right on a few things. He's been trolling on a few things. But if we don't get an answer to this, does that help the franchise? Or letting people kind of figure it out to their own devices, does that hurt the franchise? Do you guys need to see it, I guess is the question. Or would you rather just 10 years from now, hey, there's this great show that lasted for 15, 16, 17 years, and we still don't know how it ever happened? So Hippo says, I hope the space boar thing was him trolling. So my question is, why do you hope that? What if he wasn't? What if he's just like throwing it out there? I mean, what is it that's bad about that? Or what is it, and maybe you're just kind of saying because it's too obvious. But does the space spore theory have a negative connotation? Is it silly? Is it not believable? I mean, is it unbelievable that there could be a virus on a moon rock or an asteroid or something that happened that our bodies are not equipped to handle? Thank you, Vicky. Vicky, that's like Kills Coin. That's Kills Coin worthy, right? She's like, I would love to see all your tattoos. Sorry, it's off topic. Several of them are posted in various places, I guess. There's a couple more. So those will be coming soon. Robin Vance says, since it's worldwide, it makes sense that something fell from space. John Jacobson says, I need some weapons. Well, once again, super chats tonight, everybody. We'll go into the bucket. So tomorrow you will be opening packs of cards. Hopefully you get a couple weapons tomorrow night, John. And, hey, maybe you'll pick up something tonight in the finale of the Asylum. Some really, really good items tonight. So that's a good point. Mike says, here's the thing. I don't like an outside source creating the walkers. I think humanity will create its own downfall. Yeah, but Mike, aren't they kind of doing that anyway? With an assist from the aliens? So it's not unbelievable to think that, hey, look, instead of, there's this vision. Well, think about how epic this would be. All right. And I still think, Hippo, I get what you're saying about sci-fi, but to me it still adds an element of horror. So Jim Stone says, what is more intriguing, cause or cure? I think cause is more intriguing because how can you cure it if you don't know the origins of it? I think the cause has to be like, why did this happen? All right, so here's an example. In your typical sci-fi movie, what do aliens do? They fly over in, some spaceship, and for whatever reason, they never like humanity, and they use their plutonium K-38 space modulators, and there's a big kaboom, and they just want to destroy the world, right? Conquer. Sometimes take over the planet if there's a resource they want, but just conquer and kill. Okay, what about this? I don't want to say how epic, because then I'm already sort of trying to brainwash your opinion. I don't want to say it like that. But for me, this would be interesting. What if they don't fly around in spaceships? What if they just had this virus that is common to them, like a influenza virus, and they just found a way to propel it? Boom. And they're just kind of observing, right? to see, let people kill each other. Kind of like Mike said a little bit ago. Why do we have to destroy the planet? We're just going to put something down there, and we're going to see if you're smart enough to solve it. That's number one. If you're not, you deserve to die. Number two, we're not going to waste all of our missiles, and maybe they don't have plasma guns and lasers and all those things. Maybe they only have biological weapons. And instead of just obliterating, they're just watching it kind of manifest and what happens and how people react to it. That's all I'm saying is I don't think that would be a bad story or unbelievable story if you want to take the whole alien element in that. Now, I don't think we're ever going to see that in Walking Dead. It's like cause and effect. One thing leads to another, which leads to another. I'd be happy enough if the dude's just telling the truth and he says, look, yeah, it's a virus from outer space. People on the planet, they don't know how to deal with it. Caught them off guard. Bam, it's spreading. Now, if you want to use your imagination and make it this wild alien story that's out there, then that's certainly your prerogative. But this portion of it is not that outlandish to me because I can't think of something that compares to this. Sorry, I think I just went all Sinead O'Connor on you guys. But you get the point, hopefully. All right, so maybe it's not too much related. Like clairvoyance or moving objects. Like you believe in that stuff, right? Can you put a thought in somebody's head or can you move something? Are any of those things possible? You only know what's possible because it's what you can do and what you've personally experienced. But what about the impossible? What about the things that you don't have familiarity to? So let me ask this question. We got Delaware Sasquatch. Give me some packs. 2 packs for you, Delaware. If you got bit, would you want to turn, end your life immediately, or asked to be killed after you turned? So that's a great question. And this is why it's a great question. And I said I wouldn't get into religion or politics, but this question hinges on religion, right? On your beliefs of whether or not you believe that your life is yours to take. So I would say Delaware, I think the answer to that would probably hinge on what somebody believes. If they believe in an afterlife, then they're probably going to want somebody else to do it. If they don't, they're probably going to be like, nah, who cares? I'm done. I'm not going to walk around and chomp on people. There you go. Miss said it exactly. Julia Muse is like, no. I want the experience. I want to go through it. I want to see what it's all about. I don't know if I want all that. I think the third option would be have somebody else put me out of my misery before I ever turn. How about that? Don't even get me to that point. Just be done with it. All right. Heart of Nixie. You got a kills coin. Can you, let's get 10 seconds. Kel, if we can get 10-second timer, get to Heart of Nixie. And once again, if you guys earn kills coins, you can give them away if you earned them during the week. If you super chat, you can call on somebody that you may see in stream that may have an interesting opinion and have them come up with a topic as well. So a lot of different options. Oh, Heart of Nixie wasn't ready. Singer Chick. Singer Chick now. We're going to reset the timer. If you guys all understand how Freestyle Friday works, if you understand kills coins, that we go to a topic, we mix it up, we go back and forth, then give this video a thumbs up. Very unique. I don't think any other channel does anything like this. It's a little bit crazy. It's a little bit random. But you learn a lot about the Army. You learn a lot about each of us. And you still we get back to our core topic as well, which is The Walking Dead. We're going to do my two favorite things tonight, which is talk about The Walking Dead, and we're going to play dead live at 9:15. So if you've not experienced that, check us out. We got Crystal Singer Chick Gore asking her question. If you had the choice to save Rick and keep him on The Walking Dead, would you do it knowing you would have to forfeit the movies? I think that's probably going to be almost unanimous, Crystal. I think it's a good question, but I think most people are going to keep him on the show. But, I mean, since we never had that option because Rick just, needed time away and needed to do his own thing, I think there's hype around the movie. But there's hype around the movie because people know it's a chance for them to stay connected to Rick. And I'm going to be honest, I think that's a bad reason. Because, and Crystal, I see where you're going with this. If you keep Rick on the show, you're going to stay with a Rick Grimes. Carl, are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Bang, bang, miss everything. You're going to have a Rick Grimes that is same story. We love Rick, but it's the same story. But now we get a Rick Grimes that is going to know how to shoot. We get a Rick Grimes going to be out in the universe. We get an action story. So for me, Crystal, I'm letting him go. I'm letting him go off the show. I like the TV show the way it is. I like the concept of the movies. I like what they're going to do. I like a badass Rick Grimes out there all over again. Not tough Rick, snot bubble Rick, tough Rick, I lost my son Carl Rick, back and forth. Because they have to write him that way. But the movie, they are going to write him, in my mind, now I could be wrong, but for my money, I think they're going to write him one way. And that is going to be freaking awesome. You are not going to mess with Rick Grimes. They killed a little bit of that Rick Grimes luster, right? I mean, come on, let's be honest here for a second. Charmed Original says, I vote for the movies because it will expand the Walking Dead universe even more. Perfect. So, we had this conversation the other night about the president of AMC, Sarah Barrett, said that the Negan violence hurt the ratings and made people leave. We debated that. Some people said yes, some people said no. I'm not going to get back into that topic because I think we analyzed it. We came to a good spot. But let me ask you this question. And please don't just be like take off your Rick fanboy hat just for a second. Did the Negan power struggle and the situation he put Rick in diminish a little bit of that Rick Grimes invincibility? Now, when he walked the bridge and he blew himself up, I think he got a lot of that back. But there was about a season that you had to stop and wonder. And look, many of you were doing it too. There were a lot of you in this stream are saying, there ain't no way I would have bowed down to Rick. I would have stood up. I would have did this. I would have did that. So it's a little bit after the fact, but I know some of the viewers even said, like, I can't believe what Negan's doing. I understand they got all these guns. I understand he's got a bat, but boy, did they write Rick. They're weakening him up a little bit. This is not me saying it. This is me listening to people say it. It's no knock on Rick. It's no knock on Andy. In fact, it's a tremendous compliment to Andy because the acting there of the position they put him in when they were going to cut off Carl's arm, that hopeless feeling. However, the movie probably won't get into that. It probably won't get into that deep, deep emotional dynamic. It's probably just going to be, holy crap, Rick can shoot. Do you see that? And it's going to be, Rick is going to be Indiana Jones. He's going to be the Terminator. He's going to be Rambo. He's going to be, I mean, think about it. You got a chance to take him out of that drama series, I mean, look, I might be a little aggressive with this. I'm just going to say it. You guys can veto it if you want. Is there any chance that we could like John Wick Rick Grimes? I mean, I know it's a stretch. I don't see Rick Grimes as John Wick. But boy, if they could create a movie where he is like a John Wick badass. All right, so here's my question for you guys. How many people out there John Wick fans? How many people seen John Wick? Just raise your hand if you have. Give me a thumbs up if you have. Just let me know if you like you some John Wick. All right. How many John Wick movies have you seen? Let me know. Let me know how many John Wick movies you've seen. I want to gauge your John Wick experience level. And if you've seen 0, you need to watch them. Okay. Now, those of you that have seen all 3, I'm not going to spoil it for you and tell you. But have you ever seen John Wick? Not today, not tomorrow, I'm going to kill you, or Snot Bubble John Wick, or Crying John Wick. And I know we love our hugging Daryl, or hugging Daryl, bro hug, or Daryl kicking Rick's ass, John Wick. You ever seen that? No. You know why you haven't seen that? Because John Wick is written as a movie badass. Now, if you can take Rick out of that drama element, I said I wasn't going to spoil it, Johnny Metal. Thank you very much. I avoided that. But now that you've brought it up for those people that didn't need to know that, he didn't go in a coma when his dog died. He killed the hell out of people when his dog died. That was just added fuel. But it's no big deal. But anyway, that's my point. So my question is, if John Wick would have been on a TV show for 9 or 10 seasons, would he be John Wick? Maybe, but it would be much harder. So this is why I think with the movies, I think Rick they're going to throw him out there, and immediately, for the non-Walking Dead fans, you've got to erase that backstory. Look, Carl's gone. Michonne is somewhere else. I don't think it's going to be Rick looking at pictures and mementos and, oh, I miss Judith. I think it's going to be Rick out there blowing stuff up. I hope so anyway. All right, hey, we got a few more kills coins. Amanda Tomlin, I see you're here. You got a kills coin. You got 10 seconds. Let's see what you got. Come up with a topic. You made it home in time. Kel, give me a 10-second timer. Johnny Metal, it's confirmed that John Wick's dog does die. We will use the confirmation tag. Well, that kind of gets into the bigger picture of the story. Where'd Amanda go? Okay. Oh, what's your biggest fear? Ron. So Amanda's question for the group, everybody. What is your biggest fear? Father Ron says dying in PDL. Well, you got a system restore, Ron. But dying again. A lot of people are saying dying tonight in PDL. Centipedes. Amy does not like centipedes. I'm not a fan of spiders either, Delaware. Like, I really, really don't like them. I know Kel does not like lizards. Mist is drowning. I know Will the Bill. Haven't seen Will yet. His is water. Mike is sharks. Julia is roaches. Tammy Heitzman is heights. And you got it in your name, Tammy. That's ironic, isn't it? Drowning. I'm not a super fan of water. I'm not like completely freaked out by it. But how long does it take to drown? Like 4 minutes, 5 minutes? About 5 minutes. Yeah, I mean, see, that doesn't scare me. I know a lot of people are saying that's terrible. And I'm sure it's going to be a long 4 or 5 minutes. But there's a lot worse that could happen. I mean, yeah, fire would probably take longer. I don't know. I mean, it's a tough question. Those are always kind of hard to do. Football Master. Let's put you on the clock. We got about 15 more minutes. And then we're going to shut this thing down and get over to Play Dead Live. Those of you here for the Walking Dead stream, stick around, hang out on the channel, and check out a little bit of PDL after this stream. Football Master, if Shane had stayed alive somehow, what would he have done with the Saviors, the Whispers, the Governor? He would have died at each one of those stops. Football. It's like each one, there's no way Shane could have lived through it. He's just too reckless. So what would he have done with the Saviors? He would have went in the wrong situation and died. The Whispers died. The Governor, he would have challenged the Governor. Probably had his head cut. I mean, it's a big what if, but he was so unstable, his story was just going to end. He'd have given some fired up speech. Would have gotten the governor's girlfriend pregnant. Then she would have had a baby sometime later on in the show. Yeah, and Shane could shoot, right? You know what? I'm going to leave it alone. Shane could shoot a lot of things better than Rick Grimes. All right, it's Friday. I'm sorry. Should have left it alone. You guys read between the lines. Yeah. All right. We got, I think we got most of our kills coins. Who else do we have here that have not used their kills coin? Johnny Metal, you got a kills coin during the stream. Let's go, man. 10 seconds. Come up with something. Shane would have given like one of them real passionate speeches like to the governor. I'm a better governor than you, man. Yeah, that type of. He lasted a lot longer on the TV show than he did in the comic. I don't think he got more than 5 issues in the comic book. He was gone fast. He was gone so fast in the comic, I didn't even get to know him in the comic. I'm thinking, like, why does Carl even care about this guy? Why Carl even think twice about shooting him? Favorite metal album? Johnny Metal wants to know everybody's favorite metal. Wow, Johnny, I don't know that I have a favorite album. I mean, I'll probably give you like a whole list of songs. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I'd like metal as opposed to any other type of genre of music. I mean, I like everything. And then what you have like metal and then death metal. Like, I don't even know all the types of metal. Like, I like me some Danzig. If Kiss is metal, I would like some Kiss. I like some Def Leppard. Yeah, Motley Crue, Metallica. But like I'd say, and you guys know my taste of music, so you probably would not, say, oh, Kills, you probably wouldn't peg me for Slipknot, right? And I don't know that I could listen to an entire Slipknot album. But Vermilion, there's songs. There's like different groups. I kind of pick like 1 or 2 and I just like it. I mean, that's on the slow side though. But yeah. Good question. It's our metal question. Who else do we have here that did not use their kills coin? So I got several people. We've talked about The Walking Dead. We talked about the Outbreak. A little bit of Robert Kirkman. Avenged Sevenfold. Yep, good choice. And if you guys are just tuning in or watching the playback, you're probably like, oh, you guys shifted it up from The Walking Dead. Yeah, I mean, we kind of hit that topic. And then we just sort of jump around. So who has like a random question that's a good question for the group? Just something you'd like to ask, find out? If you do, I've got several more kills coins that were not used. Hey, Ron, you had 3. Ron, let's put Ron on a 10-second timer. And then some of you other people here that have some good questions, let me know. So, Ron, what do you got for the group? And while Ron is coming up with this question, passing to Coco. All right. So, Kels, give me a double timer. Or Julia, give me a double timer. Let's get Coco, Rose, and let's also get Busy Bee. Coco and Busy Bee start their timers right now. Tommy the Tank says he is ready for PDL. Are you? See, that's a good question. We should ask everybody, like, who's ready for PDL tonight? Busy Bee. Does Judith know Rick is not her father? Does she know Rick killed her dad? Will she ever find out? I'd say no and yes. I think she doesn't know, but she will find out. And Coco says, what if Scott Gimple was still showrunner? How do you think the Whisper arc would turn out? And Sheila B wants to know, Super Bowl pick. Who's picking the Chiefs? Sheila, I don't want to pick the Chiefs because if I do, they'll lose. So I'm going to stay away from it. I do like me some Patrick Mahomes, though, but yeah, I'm going to stay neutral. Johnny Metal says, Kills, who do you think will save Morgan? Isabella. I think CRM going to save him. Deadly Dimes, if you had to choose one theme song for a PDL game, what would it be? That's a good question. That is not, Tommy. That's a half pack. Busy Bee says another one bites the dust. Kel's keeping up with all the tallies. Oh, a couple people said another one bites the dust. Mudvayne, Not Falling. Jeremy Stanley. Kills. Who is your favorite TV character and why? David Addison. My favorite TV character. I mean, I would say if you had to pick a personality, I don't know, because he reminds me of myself. I think that's kind of my personality, very off topic, quick wit. Woody from Cheers. No, that wouldn't be me. No, what's funny, this is a question I like to ask, and sometimes we get really silly answers. So, if you had to pick a character from a TV show or a movie that you think would most represent me, which character would you pick? See, I'm always kind of intrigued by that because, I know me, but it's interesting to see what the perception of me is. And some people, they'll come up with really silly ones. I'll get Eugene every once in a while. No, I'm not. I'm nowhere near Eugene. That I can tell you. But yeah, I mean, if that's your concept, that's pretty cool, right? Thanos. Okay, Hippo. Johnny Metal says Daryl. I mean, some of these I don't know. Frasier. Sheldon. There you go. All right. Young Sheldon. Oh, The Witcher. That's kind of cool. Jeff Goldblum. Dwight from The Office. That's probably not. Snoopy? I don't even know what that means. Howard Stern? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if any two people pick it the same. That's what's funny. Well, you know what? See, that's cool. That means you can be a lot of things to a lot of people. Data from Darkstar? There you go. All right. Trigger. Not an actor, but how about Rob Thomas? I'll take that. She said it's cold outside and she hands me a raincoat. There, I love it. Thank you. All right. Dead Shred says, I got a topic, Kills. Do it, man. All right. Let's get your topic, Dead Shred. She only sleeps when it's raining and she screams and her voice is straining. She says, baby, can't wait till the concert. Oh, Jiffy Lube Live. Love it. Love me some Matchbox 20. All right, Dead Shred says, who was the better comedian, Eddie Murphy or Dave Chappelle? Just out of the two. Eddie Murphy, by far. Not even a conversation. I saw Dave Chappelle live, and he was absolutely terrible. Terrible. No, well, that's a good point. I haven't seen Eddie Murphy live, but I've seen a lot more of Eddie Murphy's body of work. Now that, you want to throw some crawfish? You want to throw some Sam Kinison in there too, and go like Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, or Sam Kinison? That might be a tough matchup. George Carlin. Or Andrew Dice Clay. I wasn't a fan of Andrew Dice Clay. I got to be honest. Andrew Dice Clay makes me think of what John Travolta from Grease would be like if he took steroids. I just got this visual image of that. So, great questions, everybody. Hey, we got about 3 more minutes, so I'm going to open it up. Anybody got a good topic that you want to wind us down or bring us back with? Charmed Originals. If you could choose 5 other actor, actresses from other television shows or movies to become new main characters on The Walking Dead going forward, who would you choose and why? 5 is a lot. It might be too much to me to really dig into. To see the type of characters. I don't know that I have an answer for that right now. It's one of those things I really haven't put a lot of thought into. I'd have to think of what the character would be, what part of the show they would be. Keanu Reeves is Daryl. Look, Tom Bug, Kirkman looking ready to play the Jolly Green Giant. Looks like a big teddy bear. All right, so hey, I'm going to use this next minute to say thank you. Jeremy Stanley says, where do you see your channel and where do you want to be in 5 years? Jeremy, just with a good group of people doing what we're doing right now, playing games, getting together, having a good time. I don't think socializing changes. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. I mean, we've changed it. We've made it less personal. We criticize from a distance. We troll. We tweet. We do memes. I mean, there's things that is sort of taken away from the fun aspect of getting together and disagreeing and debating things and walking away like, hey, I still like these people, or hopefully these people still like me, even though we just had 60 minutes of disagreement. I think there's too many platforms that have promoted antisocial behavior. Demotivate.com, deliciously wicked, stuff like that, where it's just, take cheap shots at people when they're not looking, as opposed to, why do you have to do that? Let's get together and talk about the things that we enjoy, the things that we like. We know there's things we disagree about, but why do we need to get together for 60 minutes and just talk about like all the venom and all the things that we don't have in common or we don't like about each other? That's where I see me at in 5 years. Hopefully it's with the same group of people and it continues to grow. We don't need millions of people. We just need another 100 good people, 500 good people, 1,000 good people. And eventually, if you do things the right way and you respect and value people, good things will happen to you. With that being said, everybody, we're going to wind this thing down. It is 9:01. I will see most of you in 15 minutes for our finale of The Asylum, Play Dead Live. If you don't know what it's all about, check in. You're going to see some brand new characters. All right, everybody, I'll see you then. Peace.